Hello, welcome to the unboxing. Today we'll be in a Cheerson model. This is the CX-33. This is the C version, so the camera-only version. You have also the S version, which is the 5.8 GHz FPV version. So it's an hexacopter. In fact, it's a double tricopter with an original props design. As you can see, you have a double side prop system, one lifting the quadcopter, one pushing it. So it's an original design, not very used. If I'm not wrong, the last model used in the toys market was the Scorpion from, I don't know exactly, maybe from Cheerson as well. So here is the photo of the FPV version. Mine, I will review actually only the camera version. So here is what you will find in the box. So here is this original design hexacopter, very original, very nice design. Out of the box, really I like this kind of system, and we will see in a few instants what also how good is it. You will find a transmitter, which is a classic chassis of Cheerson. Now no more antenna, in fact just for cosmetic. The real antenna is very small and inside the transmitter. So you will need only 4 AA battery to fit it, okay? You can find the attached system of the FPV system here, just through there. So no shoulder button, everything is here. Okay, you have this button is associated with the S version to select the frequency of the FPV system. It's not used for the camera only. Here, this is a camera only photos. So if you press on it, it will start recording. If you press again, you will stop recording. And if you long press on it, you will take photos. Those two buttons are associated with a nice feature associated with the Cheerson CX-33. Inside, you have a barometer. So it can perform altitude hold positioning. It means that by default, as you notice, the throttle is not, you have a spring now and in center in the 50% position. It means that by default, your quadcopter will stay in this altitude, your current altitude. That's pretty good for beginners because it will avoid to crash. You just need to release the sticks and the quadcopter will stay in place. That's pretty good. So associated with this altitude hold features, you have these two buttons. This one with the arrow down is the auto landing function, and this one with the arrow up is the auto takeoff. It's pretty good, as you can see in my orders video. Okay, some trim button, but as far as I know, I didn't find any speed button. Okay, how to calibrate the gyroscope? It's you have to push both stick in lower right position like this, and it will take you will calibrate the gyroscope. Okay, so what also you will find this camera module. It's 1 megapixel but up to 720p resolution. The orientation of the lens is adjustable. That's pretty good. No micro SD card provided with my model, so I insert a 2 gigapixel card. Okay, it's pretty light. The camera itself is pretty light. Okay, I will give you some indications. Something like less than 8 grams with the micro SD card. Okay, and well, what will come also a bag with 2 spare props, only 2. Okay, so no micro SD card, only 2 spare props. That's pretty not so good. I will expect maybe more, at least 6 of them. This USB charging power cable ending with the balancer plug for a 2S, because this Cheerson CX-33 is powered by a 2S LiPo battery, okay? And you have 2 screwdrivers there. And finally you have the prop guards, each of them scale around 2 grams, and the screw associated with to install on them. So out of the box, you have also 2S LiPo, as I said, which is ranked to be, if I'm not wrong, 360 mAh, no discharge rate mentioned, but it's a 2S LiPo battery. So, well, there is not a lot of toys quadcopter brushed with 2S powering. The motors are 8.5mm by 20, so if you are flying some toys, you know, for example, that the JJC HAC was using such kind of motors with this 2S powering. and you know that the durability of this motor has been considerably reduced by this extra amount of voltage. So be aware, it's exactly the same situation, and here you have 6 motors, 8.5 millimeters by 20 millimeters. So out of the box with the LiPo, this hexacopter scales 146 grams, and you have to add the 7.5 for the camera module. Okay, I will reinstall, and all the total weight will be around 154 grams, which is not bad, but not so light. But it's an hexacopter compared to the HAC, so it means that you have 2 motors more. It means that each of them will lift more weight. So the ratio weight versus thrust of the motors is in a better situation than the HAC, for example, with this Cheerson CX-33C. Okay, so that's pretty good. With 6 motors, it's pretty good. So now the question, how efficient is this double system? Well, in my point of view, not as efficient if you have a real hexacopter design, but it's really original, and you will see how in my other video it's very, very ultra stable thanks to this design and thanks also to the altitude hold features. Okay, so the good news, other good news, you have some ball bearing installed everywhere. So you have 6 times twice ball bearings installed, so 12 ball bearings. The diameters are 4 millimeters of inner diameters, 7 for outers, and 2 millimeters large for this ball bearings. That's pretty good. It will reduce the friction, and everything is geared with some nylon gears as well for the pinion and for the gears. That's pretty good. The props got an original design to maximize the thrust capacities. Okay, and and you have some nice LEDs. I can turn on the quadcopter. You will see some blue on front, very visible even in daylight, and the red one is to indicate also the status of your quadcopter. Okay, so another good news is concerning the radio protocol associated with it's the classic. It's an evolution of the Cheerson CX-10 Blue. So it means that you can already fly with your Devo controller, but it's not yet fully implemented. It means that the auto landing, auto takeoff, and the camera recording is not yet implemented in this Devo protocol. So it will come, I'm sure, one day to have the full controllability with your Devo controller. Concerning the camera module, is not bad. The color rendition is okay, but I think the frame rate is not really 30 frames per second. So when you have a very high-speed action scene, is not so well. The behavior is not fantastic, not perfect, I will say. Okay, but it's a pretty nice 720p camera combo, and it's pretty light also. Concerning the control range, I will return to the radio protocol, is not bad at all. And as you can see, I already did the antenna mode. Okay, I drill in the small hole, you take the intersection with the black window with the white canopy part. It's pretty easy to disassemble. I was positively surprised. The maintenance is easy. You just need to remove this 1, 2, 3 screws per arm. This one, so 12 in total, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here, and you have also to remove for the front the 2 black, 1 here and 1 here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 more, 10 plus 4, it's 14, and for the rear you will have to remove these 3 small ones here, 1, 2, 3. So in total 17 screws to remove to disassemble it, and you just can remove the upper part. It's pretty easy, and I install vertically the antenna, and the range already out of the box is pretty good, more than 50 meters. Okay, so out of the box, and with the Devo controller, especially for the FPV, you can expect something like 100, 150 meters. That's pretty good. What I like is the general design. I find this very beautiful, and it's fly very smooth. It's amazing how well it's smooth. One drawback I found, there are several. First of all, there is only one speed out of the box, so the rates are not fantastic. It means that the rate have been chosen to be very stable, to be a video platform or FPV platform. It's not a sporty flyer, but thanks to the Devo controller, you can have higher rates and it becomes much more sporty. That's pretty good. So if you have a compatible CX-10 Blue radio, a Devo or the Cheerson CX-10 itself, you can expect more rates with this hexacopter. One other drawback I will say is the LVC alarm. As soon as you reach LVC alarm, the hexacopter will auto land whatever you are doing and you cannot do anything. And the LVC alarm after maybe just 2 seconds is auto landing. That's pretty fast. You don't have time to bring back to your home this hexacopter. That's a pretty a drawback. Okay, and when you're losing the radio control, for example, if you go too far in the control, the hexacopter will auto land. That's pretty good until reach and hit the ground, so you cannot really crash your hexacopter, but you cannot rebind it. You have to turn off the hexacopter and the radio to take again the control. That's maybe a drawback of this one, but really I was very positively surprised by this model, especially if you plan to fly with the and Devo controller. It's ultra stable. You will see on my video I was positively surprised how good the barometer is stabilized in altitude. This hexacopter is very, you definitively to go down you have to press down the throttle, so it's pretty hard to crash. If you release the stick by accident, the hexa will stay in the air exactly in the position you will it was. Okay, so to resume, ultra stable hexacopter, original design, beautiful design, the control range is good, and out of the box more than 50 meters. If you are doing the antenna mode and with this radio, you can expect 100 meters. Is pretty good for the FPV version. The lights are pretty nice. It's good for night flying, very bright blue on front and red on rear. The camera module is not bad. Not the best in 720p, but already not bad. Maybe a frame rate drop, okay, a little bit limited. And what I like is the stabilization, auto landing and auto takeoff features are good. Maybe when it's auto landing, you have some bouncing effects on the ground, but you cannot really avoid it because it's an algorithm converging to the zero altitude, okay. And I think this camera version only is already a very good machine. I guess the FPV will be an even better. Okay, so I strongly recommend this model, and I think the FPV version I hope to review also will be an even better. So definitively this time Cheerson did some good job. They things to install some ball bearings that pretty good. One warning, I'm a little bit concerned about the durability of motors. They are 8.5 millimeters, but they are less stressed, for example, than the GGRC HAC, because there are 2 more motors for the same weight. So that's at least a good news. Okay, I end this unboxing. I hope you like it. If it's the case, please submit. If you like my channel in general, please submit. Bye bye.